Hey everyone, welcome to another $1,000 strap search. I've got my $1,000 in singles here and I'm about to show you what I found. But before I do, let's talk about this week's tip. On occasion, you'll see when I go through notes that I find Where's George notes. Where's George notes are extremely neat to find. When you find one, you can then look it up. You can put in where you found it and then it'll tell you where that note has been in the past. Also, once you actually have logged that note, if someone else finds it and logs it in, you will then be notified when they log it in as well. So it's just a continuing process, and it doesn't happen very often. Okay, so I don't want you guys to think that if you log a Where's George note that you're going to be inundated with junk email. That's not the case at all. In fact, with all the notes that I log, if I get an email from Where's George once every other month, that's a lot. So not very many people actually log the notes for Where's George. So don't feel that, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to get all that stuff. That's not the case at all. If you find a Where's George note, go ahead and log it. Now, with that being said, if I find a Where's George note and I show it on here, that means you did not find that note. I got an email from Where's George claiming that a note that I had put up somehow made it halfway across the country in a matter of 5 hours from the time I posted it, and I was still holding the note. I hadn't spent it. So do not write down the numbers on my Where's George notes and log them as yours. That's not how the system works. All you're going to do is get yourself kicked out of the system, and you may get me in trouble for doing that as well, because technically I'm not supposed to be putting out this stuff on film for that specific reason. However, I would much rather have you guys see what I'm talking about rather than just have to go, oh, I found a Where's George note and not be able to show it because somebody wants to jot down the number. So like I said, when you find a note, log it. But if you see a note that you don't have in your possession, that doesn't count. Don't log it in. All right, that's what I got to say about Where's George. And hopefully I won't get any more emails from Where's George saying people are abusing this, because I would really hate to lose my Where's George account because somebody decided to get cute with it. Like I said, my other alternative is just to not show you guys my Where's George notes anymore, and we don't want that. You guys want to see what I find. That's why you tune in. All right, so here's my 1,000 singles. Let's get these out of the way. Let's take a look and see what I found this week. Hey, what do you know? I found a Where's George note. Where's George note? I do not recognize this particular pattern, so I will log this as soon as I am finished. Here's another Where's George. I found 2 of them this week. Just handwritten, and that's good enough. Track this note. Where's George? That's all you really have to do with them. Trump, make America great. Somebody then wrote, you're fired on the back of that. That's pretty funny. So whichever way you go, if you like the guy, make America great again, well, and otherwise you're fired. Got both covered. Where's George? Like I said, handwritten or a stamp. Either way, you can find them both. When you see them, when you get them, not when you see mine. Do not log this in. You can put that on there. All right, what else do I got here? This is another broken ladder. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't find a whole lot of those. And I don't know that I don't find a whole lot. I don't spot a whole lot of them. These are kind of tough to find because when you're looking for binaries or trinaries, or when you're looking for repeaters, this is none of those. So you almost have to accidentally catch yourself finding one of these. I happen to notice this one, so I kept it. All right, now here's a first trinary, 1s, 4s, and 9s. Also 1s, 4s, and 9s on this one, a little bit older note. 2s, 7s, and 8s. 4s, 6s, and 8s on this one. And this one's a pretty low number. It's a trinary, 0s, 8s, and 9s. It's quads, because you've got quad zeros to start with. And you have 2 more, so it's actually 6 of a kind. And it is a fairly low number, not a true to low number. A true low number would be under 1,000, but this one, if you read that just as a plain number, would be 9,080. Technically, it's also an alternator, 00009080. So yeah, this one qualifies as all kinds of different things, and definitely all kinds of reasons to keep it. This one is quad nines. And then we get to some stars. This star's in really nice shape. 2017, as you'd expect 2017s to be in good shape. That one as well. Another 2017, really good shape. This one also a little bit of a crease down the middle there, but this one's showing some handling, still a star. I will check to see if they're rare. Another one. I don't see a whole lot of Kansas City notes, so whenever I see Kansas City and a star, that's a good thing. Here's another one here. 2013 from New York, another good one. I'm always amazed every time I find one of these because they don't seem to be hard to find. They just seem impossible to match. If you can match a serial number from Fort Worth to one of the Washington, D.C. stars, you are sitting on a fortune. 2013, another 2013, pretty good shape on that one as well. And some older notes. This is 2001. Somebody wrote on this one, so I don't think I'll be keeping that one. 2001 that's not written on, so that one I'll probably keep. Another 2001. This one's rough shape. 1999, getting a little older. Really rough shape on this 1999. This one's a little bit better. Another 99. 1995. Another 95 with some writing, so probably going to go away. 1988A, once again, checking to make sure it's not a web note. Another 1988A. And the oldest note in this group, this one is from 1985. 1985, it's a Minneapolis note, I note. So those are always fairly short printed. Just checking the back to make sure that it's not number 129, which is misprinted from 1985. So that's the stuff that I found this week. What did I bring out from my box? Well, I've shown a $100 bill from 1928 in the past. This is a $100 bill from the 1928A series. Now, the difference between the 1928 and the 1928A, the 1928 didn't use a letter here. They used a number. So G, that's Chicago. G corresponds with 7. As you can see, they've got 7 here. But instead of putting G, they had the number 7 for the 1928 series. This, you can clearly see, is the 1928A series. So without that little A, that's the difference that we're talking about. And you can see this one is in pretty good shape. It's definitely circulated, but there aren't any heavy creases or anything. It is pretty good. I like the back. I'm a huge fan of the back. I think it has to do with the curve of the 100s and the way it goes from dark green to white. I think that's what draws me so much, because in these areas here and here, it's so deep green, and then just to see that transition, I think that's why I like these so much. The back of the old 100s just always really impresses me like that. But anyway, the $100 bill from 1928, the 1928A series, also has 1928A right there as well. But one of the other things I wanted to point out was this right here. This says redeemable in gold on demand at the United States Treasury, or in gold or lawful money at any Federal Reserve Bank. Okay, so this is redeemable in gold. That means this is still not a gold certificate. You can see right across the top, this is a Federal Reserve note. Well, if it's redeemable in gold, why is it not a gold certificate, right? Well, let me tell you. A gold certificate was backed by gold. That means if you had a $100 gold certificate, there was $100 worth of gold in the Treasury, and that $100 note was representing that $100 worth of gold. This is a Federal Reserve note, which means the Federal Reserve says that this is worth money. Now, yes, the obligation does say redeemable in gold on demand. However, in 1928, all money was redeemable for gold. We had $20 gold coins, we had $10 gold coins, we had $5 gold coins. We had gold coins in 1928. We had gold coins all the way up until 1933. So, yeah, even though this is a Federal Reserve note, not a gold certificate, I could take this and I could redeem it for five $20 gold coins. That's why it was redeemable in gold, but it was not backed in gold. Notes that were backed in gold are the gold certificates. Notes that are redeemable in gold, like this, well, it's pretty clear this is a Federal Reserve note. So that's what I've got there. Let's take a quick peek at the book, see what the book has to say. For a 1928A $100 bill. Now you can see here's the 1928 with the number, and here's the 1928A that's got the letter. And if we look, mine was Chicago. That gets us to 2151G. You can see they made 4 million of these. So of all of them, that's one of the highest print runs that they had. That one still books out at $150 when it's graded at a 20, $350 if it's uncirculated. So that's pretty good, even for one of the highest ones that are out there. I mean, look at the one underneath it. That would be St. Louis. St. Louis only printed 749,000, and they have the same price in uncirculated condition. So, yeah, don't be too shy about grabbing the Chicago note because the price does not change that much. All right, guys, so that's what I've got for you this week. The 1928A $100 bill. Like I said, I've shown the 1928. Here's the 1928A, so now you can definitely see the difference of the two. All right, that's what I've got for you this week. If you learned anything new, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. I love reading your comments. I'll see you again next week.